Jump scare! Hi everybody! Welcome to Devstream 174. Thank you so much for being here. Sorry about the little technical difficulty at the beginning. Refresh.
Yeah, what happened there, Megan?
I don't know, Steve. Maybe your new CEO power is too strong for this.
Stream's haunted, stream's haunted. So excited to have everyone here today. We got lots to talk about. So much to talk about. It's crazy.
Thanks, Steve. All right, let's just get right into it. We're going to introduce the lovely people on this couch. We'll start at that end.
Hello. My name is Pablo. I am the design director, and I'm dressed today as Pablo from Devstream 167. You guys know the fit, so.
Love it. Sir?
Yeah. Hey, I'm Steve. Been here for a long time, and really excited to talk about some lots coming for Tenno today. Just really excited about graphic stuff today. You guys are gonna love it.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you. My name is Megan. I'm the community director, and I am not a robot. Who are you?
I'm Grant.
It's great to have a program where we can talk about
finally.
C++.
Some other program must have done something really awful in the past to never let us on.
Yeah,
but,
they had me, and I, made the engine. So
exactly. We didn't need anyone else.
Yeah.
But I'm dressed as a previous Devstream guest back when we used to have the shows over.
Yeah.
Fire trucks and ambulances driving by, interrupting our stream.
You are the platinum prize. Yeah, you are the platinum prize.
That's awesome. I remember those sirens going by, having to talk over them.
Hey everyone, Eric, lead sound designer, and I'm sleeping in the cold below. Got my comfy slippers on, and feeling good.
Wish I thought of that. You're making me look dumb here, Eric.
No. I just wanted to put PJs on at work.
I don't know how Steve talks.
Not like that.
I know. What would he do? What would he do?
Remember when he said before that you're neurotic and Steve is not?
Yeah, am I too neurotic?
You're being neurotic.
Okay. I'll be cool.
Chill, Steve. Welcome to the stream. We're doing a little Halloween stream because this is the last dev stream in October, and we're obviously going to be missing the Halloween. So we like to do a little dress up every now and then. But now that we have couch intros out of the way, let's get into Twitch drops. You're going to get a build forma, 30 minutes for watching. Make sure you're all linked up. We will be keeping this stream to 1 hour and 1 hour only.
Yeah, I'm busy. I'm the CEO now. I just got so much to do.
Man's got stuff to do. But of course, after the stream, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for 24 hours, we do have the Gift of the Lotus alerts. Orokin Reactor and Orokin Catalyst could be yours if you want to go in game and play those alerts. Shall we do a little bit of housekeeping before we jump into the nitty-gritty of things? TennoVIP just happened.
Yeah, where was our invite, Megan?
The CEO does not travel with us peasants.
Makes sense.
Yeah. The community team was in Las Vegas at TennoVIP and TwitchCon, and we saw so many of you there, which was wonderful. So thank you so much for coming to Las Vegas, which I will never go to again.
Is that right?
Vegas is the pits.
Really?
Pits. Have you ever been to Vegas?
Even with that giant ball there?
Yeah. You don't want to see it.
I guess the sphere is cool. You're right.
Yeah.
Be very careful about talking about a giant ball in Vegas.
He was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Giant ball? No, you're right. Las Vegas isn't for me. Anyways, we did show some Whispers in the Wall concept art while we were there. We will show everyone here on the stream what we did show. They got a little first peek at some stuff, never before seen concept art, but we will get into it later on.
You're going to show stuff that I haven't even seen?
You approved it.
Oh.
I mean, wait, no, Reb approved it.
Yeah, I haven't even seen what you're going to show.
Steve hasn't seen it. So we'll get into that. And then as well, Quest to Conquer Cancer. It is only October 27th, and we have reached our goal of raising $100,000 for Quest to Conquer Cancer.
Way to go, community.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, we hit it last night on primetime, which was a core memory for me. It was so wonderful. Cannot do it without you, without our wonderful creators taking part in Quest to Conquer Cancer. Obviously, you have gotten it, you've reached 100,000, and now we're just doing fun little stretch goals because October isn't over yet. We still have more streams. We have a big finale stream on October 31st, so there's still lots to do.
Have I donated yet?
I don't know, Steve.
I don't think I have donated. I really should donate.
Okay, !donate if you would like to donate, Steve.
Yeah, tweet at Steve and remind him.
Dear Steve, dear CEO.
Remind him what he said on stream.
Can we get an IOU from Steve, please? Okay.
I know Rebecca donated.
She did donate, yes, you're right.
But not Steve.
Not Steve. Steve, busy guy. the quest to Cancer does continue. You can do !donate. Our stretch goals are at 105, 110, 115,000, and we are extremely close to 105,000. So if we get it on this stream, I have brought the stretch goal of the Whispers in the Wall concept art that we can show live if we do hit 105. So exclamation
If only I could donate.
If only I could donate, Steve. Exclamation mark, donate if you want to donate to the Quest to Cancer. Continuing on, speaking of Tenno VIP, one of the things we did was we gave away the first ever Vaska Kavat floof. There it is. There's 2 out in the wild only, and then there's this one. If you want to win it, you're about to. Maybe. Danny, would you like to run a Twitch picker of a Vaska Kavat floof? We're giving this one away. This one could be yours.
This Vaska Kavat purrs while dreaming.
Oh.
I mean, that's super cool.
Yeah, that's real cool stuff.
That's so cute. That's so funny.
That's so cute. These are going to be added to the official Warframe merch store in November, but you can win one here. Who's going to win it?
If there's any
Eric, can you read
white IMO.
Withered Ivy. Congratulations.
Ivy, congratulations. Please whisper the Warframe Twitch channel you watch it right now with your in-game alias platform you play Warframe on, and we will get you your Vaska Kavat floof. We also need your shipping if you're comfortable sharing that with us. If not, we can converse over email, but we will send this Vaska Kavat floof to you.
I really want one of those. That's super cool. Are we like? Can I get one also?
Yes.
How?
I mean, Reb can get one
How?
by being my friend.
Oh, lucky lady. Lucky lady.
Suck it, Steve. Just kidding. They will be going on sale in November. So if you want to get your hands on one, stay tuned for more information on that. But Withered Ivy, message us. We'll get you your Kavat floof.
I just saw someone ask about deferred rendering lighting in that purring, and we do have some deferred news today. I got lots to show you guys for some graphics for our new enhanced rendering.
There was no such chatter. He made it up.
No, you will love it.
Making
I
up
saw the chatter. I saw the chatter talking about deferred
I
rendering.
just saw someone saying that my reworks are amazing, and I look great today.
I think that was for me. That was for Steve.
Steve reworks.
Yeah.
Before we jump into
This is sorry, good. Steve Wood.
Steve Sinclair.
But I'm the CEO.
Let's run 1,000 platinum, and then we'll jump into our evening. So what we're going to do is we're going to go a little bit backwards and a little bit forwards. We're going to talk about Abyss of Dagath because it's finally live. The players have their hands on it. We've done the most ever reworks and quality of life stuff we've ever done. Grant was sweating doing companions and all of that.
Yeah, I feel like
It's heating up.
like Grant has been a codier for what? How many years have you been?
Full time since 2019, but I co-opted in 2016, so I've been around.
Whoa.
Yeah. He's been
Stuck around.
Yeah, you've seen it all, and yeah, the companion rework was really a lot of what's going on. Why are we
Every now
laughing?
and then you transition to Steve voice.
going
You're
on?
You're like 2 people right now.
I feel like I'm going insane.
1,000 platinum has gone to longer sword.
Longer sword.
Sorry. 1,000 platinum is yours. Please whisper the Warframe Twitch channel you're watching right now with your in-game alias platform and play Warframe on. We'll get you your 1,000 platinum longer
We reached the goal.
sword.
105.
Yay! Chad, thank you so
Nice.
much.
Thank
That
you,
means
Steve.
our first stretch goal has been met. I don't know, Danny, if you have. Oh, Danny's got it. All right. Introducing Whispers in the Wall concept art.
I don't know what this is.
Wow.
Yes.
Ooh.
Damn.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Does it look familiar, chat? Does it look? You can see Tiny Excalibur over in the corner.
Square. Always.
If you look straight right in the picture, he's like way over there.
Instead of banana for scale, we use a
Yeah,
Excalibur for
yeah.
scale.
That's our banana. Steve, what are we looking at here?
Well, from what Rebecca told me,
Yes.
what we're looking at here is the way we want to approach the tile set. This is a space that Albrecht Intradi has hidden away, and this is where he was doing some what we're calling failed experiments, things that were hidden from the family above, and for that reason, there's going to be things there that will surprise the Tenno and others. So we're really looking forward to getting this sort of gothic Frankenstein's lab meets sci-fi meets eldritch horror space, and at a concept level, we knew we were onto something with the core Intradi architecture applied to this sort of hidden lab that we wanted, and the team nailed it, and we're excited to, you'll get to play this world build this year, of course, but that's a Steve promise. So if we don't ship it this year, blame Steve.
I'm gonna make a laundry list of things Steve is promising on this stream. CEO promises.
Yeah, and for us, it's it really lifts the sci-fi meets Eldritch meets Gothic horror inspirations came from not only our own Intrati styles, of course, but we really felt that the idea of like what would Frankenstein's lab look like in Warframe, and all of from top to bottom, from concept to initial sound designs, we really wanted to hit that vibe. So. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Can we talk about what's being built? What's the vibe
yes,
over
that
there?
is what we're calling a vessel. The vessels you would have heard at TennoCon, that the vessels cannot awaken until the sleeper does. So what are the vessels? What role do they play? You'll learn in the Whispers in the Walls update this year. But yeah, you'll have to wait and see. Vessels weren't built in a day, as they say.
Oh, just like Rome. All right, and moving right along. All right, we're going to go backwards a little bit. Like I mentioned, we're going to talk about Abyss of Dagath.
Yeah.
It's out. Kids are playing it. Oh, sorry, Dagath. Just leave me alone. Abyss of Dagath is out. Like I said, one of the most chock full of quality of life. Hydroid Rework was in it. Companions, all of that. But one of the most beautiful things was how much sound was in it, Eric. And the beautiful sound. And we showed it at the beginning, and maybe Danny can play it while we're speaking. The Gotva one? Yeah.
Megan.
Silence.
Yeah, we love your work here.
Ah, there it is. Very good. Eric, tell me about making some spooky sounds. What was the vibe here?
Well, we wanted to go for something pretty classic for this Halloween update. I'm a big Halloween fan. So really wanted to drive that home with the music. We listened to lots of different stuff and really wanted to go for something that felt familiar but had a little bit of an interesting kind of vibe to it. So yeah, Matthew Chalmers did an awesome job writing this piece. Working in some woodwinds, which we don't have in any Warframe OST before this.
We've been a woodwind-free game this whole time.
Free game.
I don't believe it. I don't believe that.
About time.
Zero
About time
wood-
we had some woodwinds. Yeah.
Zero. Oh, I forgot my soundtrack for you to sign. Oh,
That's okay.
Steve, why?
Steve is a forgetful.
Steve, don't worry.
Steve.
I'll
We
sign
have
it sometime.
no woodwinds.
No, so this was the first time we kind of featured it because we wanted to do the kind of theremin spooky woo kind of thing, but in a different way. So doing that with some woodwinds and incorporating a bit of Danny Elfman vibes in there as well.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
I've always been afraid of woodwinds, so it makes
Someone just
sense.
said sounds very Danny Elfman-esque. They got it right before you said
yeah.
it.
Glad you picked up on that.
Nice.
That
What
was
the heck
definitely
is a
inspiration.
woodwind? Let's do some music.
101.
101 here.
A woodwind is a wind instrument made out of wood.
I'm glad I was
Nah.
here to learn
Yeah,
that.
think of
What do you know?
a flute is made out of metal. A woodwind is made
We're
out
talking
of wood.
oboes. We're talking
Oboes, yes.
clarinets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really don't have any woodwinds?
I'm sure now. I'm
shocked.
getting texts from Keith Power and George
Yeah,
Spanos right now saying we had woodwinds, but
I actually woodwind check real quick.
Can we get a woodwind check? Yeah, immediately.
That is shocking to me.
It's been established we've been woodwindless.
We've been woodwindless for 10 years? Are you kidding?
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it. Another thing I don't believe is you sent over a video that was titled Horror Machine.
Horror Machine, yeah.
Horror
So Matt sent me a text one day and he was like, "Oh, I ordered this really cool horror machine from Italy," and I was like,
those Italians.
Italian.
So he got this horror machine just in time to put it on this track. So it's a pretty cool little device.
All right, we have a little video of Matt and his grippers playing the horror machine. So hold on.
What are the Italians doing?
It's my favorite one coming up right here.
The middle ball. This middle one's so weird.
Yeah, don't leave a composer in a room alone.
This thing is like a haunted woodpecker.
This is the most terrifying.
So if you wonder where horror sounds are born,
Does that
Italy.
thing have a real name?
Pardon?
Is it called
It
Horror
had-
Machine?
No,
No, it actually has
a
a name on it that's much
Yeah.
less spooky than that.
Okay,
but,
it's called
yeah.
like
It
a
said, like,
Spizzelli
and
or
something.
something.
Yeah, Spizzelli.
It had a name on it, and I can't remember. Anyways, in Asambels.
Oh, okay. Like, okay, I'll allow it. Never mind.
Was that is Man in the Wall used for that or no? Because like that one thing on the right was very Man in the, like ooh, that sound.
Yeah, no, I didn't use the Asm bells on Man
Maybe
in the Wall,
we
but
should. Ooh.
No,
Italian
you did.
Man in the Wall.
Italian. Well, Entrati.
yeah. Hey.
Is that Italian?
Yes, the whole conceit is the Entrati are Italians.
It was intentional.
It's like
yeah.
Italian
That's
mafia
right, yeah.
family.
Matthew Chalmers, I'm coming over to grab that
Yeah.
machine from you.
Yeah,
Put
we're
those grippers away,
stealing
Matt.
that.
You're watching.
The Ontario's only Asambel heist is about to take place. There's
Asambels
an
and
APB on a
woodwinds.
missing Asambel. Yeah.
Anyways, so that was part of the login music that we're featuring.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we use that to kind of weave some interesting spooky textures in there, and
Mm-hmm.
the piece that actually plays when you're in the mission is kind of a stripped down version of the login piece, so you can kind of hear that stuff a bit more clearly.
Yeah, and I think that was really cool that the Abyssal Beacon mission, we actually put just straight up horror themed music in
Yeah.
it. Yeah. It was-
Yeah, just trying to be as thematic as possible for
Totally.
the season. Yep.
Yep.
You nailed it. Speaking of thematic as possible, Dagath herself being a horse energy kind of gal, you provided a little behind the scenes video. Well, Paul made a video
Yeah.
of her fourth ability.
Yeah, one of our sound designers, Paul, put it together a little behind the scenes for us. So yeah, take it away. It'll speak for itself.
Say hi to Paul, everyone.
Hi Tenno, my name is Paul and I'm a sound designer at Digital Extremes. Today, I'm going to show you how I made the sounds for Dagath's fourth ability. First, let's jump in game and take a listen. Okay, now we're going to take a look at my Reaper session. This is quite the large and complex session, so I'll be showing you the various group layers that make up the ability rather than each sound individually. Let's start with the vocal shout. The plugin chain used here is also used for all of Dagath's vocals. Here's how it sounds without any plugins enabled. The aggressive processing of the vocal is achieved with some creative filtering, saturation, ring modulation, some delays, and some reverbs. Next up, we have the cast sound. The impact of the cast comes from the smack layer, which sounds like this. This is mostly made up of design sounds I made ahead of time in preparation for Dagath. The hoarse vocal layer, which is comprised of Keith vocals from Duviri with some reverb and delay to help it simmer in the mix. And Dagath's vocal layer. The main sound used to achieve her vocals was the death whistle, which has this hollow, ghostly scream quality, which we found was very fitting to represent her haunting past. And now, the impact of the ability. For the horse neighing vocals, I wanted them to sound distinctly different from the Keiths, so I opted for a more natural, less processed texture. Here's the vocal layer. And of course, the smack layer, which is adding the impact and subbass with some additional thunder cracking to add more to the overall spooky vibe. For the horse hooves, I used some coconut recordings from our library, along with some saddle foley and stampede sounds. Lastly, for when the horses dissipate, we decided it would be cool to reuse the Keith despawn sounds I had made for Duviri. Because we play that sound positionally on the Keith, you were never able to hear it in its full stereo width, so it felt like a great opportunity to make that despawn sound really stand out with Dagath. Okay, let's listen to how the ability sounds assembled in game one more time. Thank you for watching this quick behind the scenes, and I hope you enjoy playing with Dagath.
Hey, thanks, Paul.
Thanks for the video, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
It was coconuts all along.
It was
It was all
coconut.
We
Tell
went
us
Monty
coconuts.
Python and did the coconuts. We did the hiya. It was straight cowgirl. That's
yeah.
crazy. I had no idea. Now, but then we were just saying, like, now that you can kind of see the layers, you hear it now. Like, I didn't really hear the hiya until I knew there was a hiya. Now I know it's coconuts, there's thunder. Damn. Sound be wild.
We be layering.
We be layering. We be
Yeah,
layering.
yeah.
All right. besides Dagath and beautiful sounds, spooky sounds, horror machines, woodwinds that we've never had in Warframe before.
We're gonna get a citation on that. I asked
We're gonna cross.
I did ask George for proof because I don't
I don't believe it.
If I was in Vegas again and I were a betting man
All on green.
against this claim,
All on green.
we'll see.
We had a lot of quality of life, like we said. And the community has been pretty well received for this update, which is obviously great to see. Some questions about the Abyss of Dagath update. One of them being the key share mentality of the Abyssal Zone and why we decided to kind of go back in time and do key share mentality. Thoughts?
Well, the honest answer is I like it, and it was in the measured and methodological. I can't talk right now. It's really just about, is there a place for coordinating a squad at a mission level again in Warframe? It's just like a testing the waters. I think that the biggest mistake I made with this one is a lot of people didn't realize it was a key share, so you'd click it and people are like, the node's dead, but it's like, oh no, it's actually pre-mades are the way. And you know, there is a way to turn matchmaking on for it, but then you get into the whose key is going to get eaten by the server beast that's going to want to eat one of the matchmaking keys. So we're just dabbling a little bit. I definitely want to look at a, you know, if we ever do content that requires pre-mades, we need to flex those muscles a little systems wise.
Give it a poke.
Give it a poke here and there. So
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah. I mean, it's not like we're trying to do something incredibly, I don't want to say wise, but just how do people approach doing pre-mades?
I think part of it is also like, you know, we have maybe rose-tinted glasses of that era of key shares that, you know, we're like, oh, yeah, I remember when you used to go with a team and spend 4 hours in a survival. Maybe in practice it's not as nice as it is in memory, but.
Yeah, it's just about trying and learning, and that will be what we do for a very long time. So, well-reasoned answer to that is try to see how folks just experience that type of content. We got rid of void keys in 2018, 17, earlier than that, maybe.
I'm brave out of temporal location, so I'm just going to say in the past.
Yeah, Rebecca would remember, but I don't. So yeah, in the past, just checking things.
Yeah. See how it goes. Grant, we talked about companions in terms of you did a lot of work for the companion rework.
Yes, yeah, that was a lot of fun to work on. I was never like a pet person going into it, but let me tell you,
Grant.
First stream, Grant.
Animals
sorry,
hate 'em.
I'm never coming back.
It works.
But I think I took a really good time. Like I went ham on my public account to just like, let's figure out all the stuff about pets. I compiled a big document just like of every single thing that touches companions and like thoughts on it and what we were gonna do. I didn't want to like leave anything out. And I found it really enjoyable. And like at the end of this rework, I'm definitely a pet guy now. Don't worry, don't worry,
Came around.
saved. Yeah, it was a really interesting rework to approach because there were so many avenues we could go with it. And we initially identified that there was basically the one big glaring thing was pets die. And like you go to any like tier list video or whatever, I watched lots of creator videos. They were great help in reading at player threads. And it's like pets die. I can't use my favorite pet because he dies in Steel Path right away. So the first thing we had to do is tackle that. And so we had a few different ideas for that. And we ended up with something where pet survivability still matters, but in a way that it's not an end-all be-all. It's not just you're either running Jin and Vulpaphyla or your pet is dead. So I think that was a huge deal right off the bat. And like we had a lot of other things that we wanted to do with that rework, which I can talk about. But like precept reworks. There is a lot of precepts that need some attention. Some of these pets are really old. Some of the precepts don't even kind of like work the way you would expect them to. Some ones that come to mind are like these. I think it's Asunicas Unleashed. It was one that like.
Oh, the original Kubro batches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it tackles capture targets, but then it can like clip them through the floor, so then you can't shoot them, and like it's a very narrow use case, stuff like that. So eventually we were building up a whole big list of stuff we could do there. And we eventually we had to bundle that into a part 2 and focus on part 1, which besides just the survivability changes, we wanted to inject some fresh blood into the mix in terms of modding. So how that manifested itself was in the bond mods. We wanted to have something that made your pets feel like they were someone you cared about. They weren't just running off on their own, doing their own thing, and you never checked in on them, or you basically they were doing their thing, and you would like abuse that maybe. But I'd much prefer that we have our pet system where your actions are doing things for your pets, and your pets are doing things back for you, and that's what the bond mods ended up in the end there. And I loved seeing all the cool combinations that ended up creating. Our designers cooked up some really interesting ones, and we iterated on those. And there's still some changes coming in for that. Don't worry, I got some buffs coming next week.
Wow,
But,
he shows up on his stream and promised buffs.
Yes.
Wow.
I have permission.
A loose cannon,
But,
loose cannon on this stream.
don't
My
worry.
God. My God.
Yeah. But yeah, there's my favorite bond mod is the manifold bond. I love that it opened up so many cool synergies. It checked a lot of boxes that I think were what we were looking for in this rework, where pets are visible, pets live, you see the unique aspects of your pet. So it's not just a matter of I have a pet, it's I have Durga doing like its cool stuff with manifold bond. And so I'm seeing it cast its abilities rather than just maybe some generic stuff. It's putting on all your survivability mods, which isn't fun. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, the fact that I got to talk to Sun again in Deimos to get my bond mods, I forgot, well, I didn't. I was reminded that he had a arranged marriage before the fall of the work, and one of his dialogue lines is, I was to be married, and I was like, oh my God, that's right. So now
no, I don't know.
Yeah, like, should have been me. I mean, should have been Rebecca.
Oh, Steve. My goodness. Well said, Grant. So you kind of touched on it's going to be a part 2 coming.
Yes.
We're gonna look at
Absolutely.
precepts. What else are we kind of looking at? Do you know?
No promises yet.
Make promises. Do it.
Yeah,
do
so
it.
don't worry, Pablo. I'm not going to promise all the buffs.
It's not this year. It's not a this year thing.
Yeah, in the short term, there is going to be some more changes, just kind of up until we stop doing hot fixes. But next year, we're definitely going to be looking at the precepts are the big ones, making sure that they're all kind of useful in their own way. And I think we want to take a look at how pet balance sits. I think there's kind of some clear winners with the Sentinel weapons especially.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so we're gonna kind of take a look at that whole space and see what we can do to make things a little bit more diverse. I love having options in Warframe. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're already looking at the stats from this rework and seeing kind of where companions are now kind of changing with all the rework stuff. So we got stats.
Except the one that never changes. Smita always on top.
Smita.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll
that
see
might
her
change
next
next year.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Maybe not.
Well, we shouldn't be cavalier about people who've invested in Smita, but we are reviewing Charm to bring other companions' trademarks up, and then Charm will be getting a change in how it works next year sometime. We don't have any details today, but it is going to get changed. So.
You do be.
It do be changed. Pablo, Hydroid.
Hydroid.
How do we feel about him now?
Pretty good. I think I'm pretty happy with where it's at. I think from what I've seen, most players are enjoying him. Maybe a few confusions with like the aiming of the new abilities that doesn't really match what the description says. So I'll have to tweak a few things there. But for the most part, I think
Is it more economical as a game developer to change the description or the ability?
well, the description is the one that's wrong. So
That's the joke. Change the text. Maybe that's a loophole. I'll start writing wrong descriptions and say, hey, make it match. Make it match.
Steve would do that, wouldn't
Steve did that.
he? Steve would do that.
I have seen quite a few like, what if you add the puddle when we kneel down or something like that? And honestly, it's just like a lot of stuff to maintain for kind of like a meme. I think I also heard some crazy person say, maybe we can add it as a helmet ability.
What crazy person would have said that?
Rebecca, she's not here right now, so I wouldn't talk. I don't want to talk with her back, but
And do you agree with her idea of adding removed powers as helmet ideas?
Not particularly. 'cause
Is there
they
a
take
reason you don't
quite a
ag-
bit to update to maintain a
So,
lot of
but
code.
if, like, just hypothetically, if Undertow already worked and you could just put it in the helmet, is there any reason not to?
Every time we change things, like over time, things tend to break. There's an entropy to game to maintaining a game for 10 years.
Yeah,
so
I know nothing about that. That's news to me.
the more we add, the more time passes. It just kind of you have to maintain.
So I
things.
actually I follow your Twitter, Pablo, and I saw you tweet Steve that you were going to add the broken mods because your boss told you to.
My
referring-
boss's boss. Yeah.
Yeah, referring to Steve.
Yep.
So
Who
if
is you?
Steve told you to put Undertow back,
I probably would. Yeah. He's the CEO. What am I gonna do? You know?
Interesting.
Who signs my checks? So I gotta
CEO,
do what I gotta
CEO.
do. You know.
interesting.
All right, all that to say, Abyss of Dagath is live. Lots of quality of life, reworks. Jump in, check it out, play the mission, have fun with it. It's spooky. There's horror machines and all that interesting stuff with the goth.
Yeah, it's really nice to be able to do an update with that much focus on very specific elements of QOL. We're measuring a lot from it. There's a lot of minor new player changes that together make up pretty major ones, especially removal of broken mods, removal of Mark 1 weapons from the quest, junction changes. So we'll be doing a pretty measured approach to how those things looked because we were really wanting to make sure that every update we do, we touch a little bit of the new player experience to make it a little less bumpy, a little more streamlined, a little more sensible in some ways. Just the game wouldn't be where it is without the decisions from 10 years ago, but some of them are truly 10-year-old decisions. So they just need a rethink here and there. So that's one thing that we showed you at TennoCon, Abyss of Dagath. It's officially out, and now it's kind of like we are doing hotfixes still. There's some bug fixes coming for many things, and then many of us are working on the final big update of the year. So I don't know how much.
Before we get into that,
Zoop.
we're going to move a little bit in our timeline. We're looking at the beginning of November. As soon as next week, just a little bit of housekeeping. I actually saw a comment about the Gotva Prime. When? ? And the Gotva Prime was, if you're unfamiliar, our TennoCon drop. And it's going to be in Barrow next week. Oh, there it is.
The Gotva Prime. For those of us perhaps at TennoCon all day didn't get it.
Get it.
What a shame.
Didn't get it. So if you were, unable to get it, busy that day, got things to do, that's fine. Barrow Katir will have the Gotva Prime next week on all platforms on Friday.
Yep, November 3rd, he'll show up. Bring him a coffee, bring him some ducats. It's looks
Thanks,
good.
Steve.
Looks great.
Thanks, Steve. And then obviously I'm seeing questions about Plague Star. Happy to announce that we are looking at returning Plague Star on November 7th.
We're just looking?
We're just looking.
Okay.
We're just looking.
So we're not returning it.
We're looking.
At returning it.
We're looking at returning it.
On November 7th.
I'm just being safe. I'm just being safe, Steve. You tell me when.
It's coming back.
November 7th on all platforms, Plague Star is returning. And like a broken horse, what? Like a broken record, you probably...
Broken horses.
Got the horse brain. You've probably heard me, like a broken record, talk about us wanting to return Plague Star, but wanting to make changes to it first, just some quality of life, some feedback we've obviously gotten from the community on Plague Star itself. So I'm actually going to jump in the game real quick.
I'm going to hold the iPad?
No.
Okay. Just trying to help Megan, jeez.
Thanks, Steve. You're the best. All right. Plague Star. We haven't run it since, I want to say, 2021.
Pre-New War is the last I recall because we had to test it in the post-New War Plains of Babylon.
Yes. Basically, the mentality of these changes are a couple things. One, we wanted to address leeching, which was a common feedback that we got about Plague Star. And what that means, if you're familiar with Plague Star, is you have to bring your Eidolon Phylaxises and your infested catalyst to the mission, put them in the mixer, and you can progress either getting the hemocyte, the difficulty, it alters the mission based on how many you put in. And a lot of people were finding that, you bring all your stuff, and when you go into the mixer, there's only one person putting it in, and you're kind of just, is anyone else gonna put anything in the mixer? No, I guess I'm putting, all 8 in, or whatever you want it to be. So the way we are going to be addressing that one is you no longer need to have it in your gear wheel at all. and we are just removing the whole putting it into the mixer functionality of Plaguestar, and I'll get to that in a second. The second one is we're adding Steel Path, a very highly requested, give us more difficulty with Plaguestar. It has some advantages obviously to it as well, but we are adding a Steel Path variant. So as per usual, when we go talk to Kanzu, we'll see, it's like, oh my god, where'd it go? We'll see Plaguestar. So first and foremost, there's going to be 3 essential bounty tiers of Plaguestar. First is going to be very normal, and this is as if you are going into Plaguestar and no one is putting in any infested catalyst or Eidolon Phylaxis. This is at its base level, its base difficulty. Progress through it. You know, there's obviously your rewards and everything that comes with it, but this is at its absolute base, and you actually don't need at all in your inventory an infested catalyst or an Eidolon Phylaxis. You don't need anything. You can just play these and get these rewards. Now, when we move on to the, we'll call this one the advanced middle one, you do need at least 1 Eidolon Phylaxis and infested catalyst in your inventory. It doesn't need to even be in your gear wheel, because what this mission is going to do, everyone in your squad needs to have at least 1 in your inventory. When you start this bounty, it's going to subtract that from your inventory, as if everyone has gone to the mixer and put in their goodies, and you're going to progress through this with your hemocytes, with your difficulty, and all of that you would normally want to do when you do your 4 and 4 type of mentality. So no more leeching, I put it in quotes. You're just gonna have it in your inventory.
It's a ticket.
It's a ticket. Ticket to the ride, to the pimple and the plains.
Okay.
There it is. And then of course, Steel Path. So this is exactly like the middle one here, where you just need 1 of each in your inventory. Your ticket, it takes it from your inventory, you're going, you don't have to do the mixer, but it does have additional Kuva and Endo rewards in it, as well as being Steel Path. The difficulty is ramped up, of course. So we'll see if you can do Steel Path Plaguestar.
And we are keeping built forma in the reward table, so yeah, I saw people asking, are you switching it to BPs?
It's a very Steve comment to make. The forma. Kids want the forma, don't they, Steve?
I don't know if he would make that comment. It doesn't strike me.
Steve's a former guy.
Sounds Steve-like to me.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Very well. Anyway, so those are kind of the main changes to Steel Path. So it's not like a rework, or Steel Path, sorry. It's not like a rework or anything to Plaguestar, but we did want to address those 2 very common community feedback.
Can we just pause for a bit? Do we hear a woodwind in this? Once the melody comes in. When the melody comes in.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
It sounds like it's made of wood.
It does. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Is it a woodwind?
I don't know.
Perhaps you
Oh, sorry.
Okay. I think it might be a woodwind.
It might be.
We're on the woodwind hunt now.
My
know.
ears.
I know what you're going to be doing, listening to all the tracks.
Every track.
Ears are burning. Anyway, so all that to say, Plaguestar is returning November 7th on all platforms. Get your Zaws that obviously people saw weren't in the Navarus rewards.
Yeah,
because,
yeah,
like we said,
yeah.
we were returning Plaguestar, so they're back in their normal spot. There we go.
Perfect. That'll be great. Yeah, so that starts November 7th, all platforms. Did you talk about cross-save?
Not yet, Reb.
Okay.
I mean, Steve.
Thank you.
Please don't fire me, CEO. But we will move on to, in the more future-ish, Whispers in the Wall.
Oh, okay.
We're going to get into our next giant update, and there is the wonderful key art of Entrati, Mr. Albert Entrati, Kalimos, and Lloyd's there.
Are you saying giant update because there's a giant in the key art, the vessel?
Don't quote me.
Okay.
Don't quote me. Steve. Fog.
Here we go. I was made for this moment.
I'm ready. I'm sitting back and relaxing.
So, Warframe graphics. So Fog and Warframe has always given us a little bit of that, realism. We're looking for the cold planets to feel cold with fog. Maybe when you're playing through the New War and there's all the fog and smoke from the sentient invasion on the plains of Eidolon, you're seeing all this fog in the game. And that fog has been, Warframe's fog. It's Raymarched fog. It's put in the game and we love it. But when I've been working on Soulframe with the team, we had a new advance in fog tech. So we are backporting the fog that we've put in Soulframe to Warframe for Warframe to use in the Whispers in the Wall update, because it does require our GI lighting system to work, because this particular version of our fog system is lit real time. So our prior fog, it either had to be baked or, it would really only care about the sun, and other things like particle effects would not work well with our prior Ray-marched fog system. Other things you would have noticed probably is that it would stomp on some particle effects. So if you had fire and fog, they would not play nice together. But with our new fog system that has been backported from Soulframe, you're going to see a very, very updated and more realistic looking fog. Now, we're going to show you a video of it that we've put in, but just so you know, the point of this video isn't just the fog, which I am going to talk about. It's also giving you another listen to the first major audio soundtrack cue from Whispers in the Walls that you would have heard at TennoCon. So I don't want to talk over that because that would be missing the point of the audio part of this video, but I'll talk after that. Do you want to say anything about the song before we continue?
Yeah, this piece features a vocalist by the name of Alex Samaras. So we will be hearing Samaras.
Oh.
Can't be a
Samaras? Like
I know,
cephalones?
right?
Okay.
It's
Okay.
slightly
hated
different.
music.
Oh, wow.
But we'll be hearing more from this vocalist in the update as well on some other cues. So
Excellent.
very excited to have him back for some other cinematic work that we'll be doing on the update.
That's right. And I see some people talking about performance. In theory, the new fog is better because our old Raymarch fog is using screen space, which means that if the bigger your resolution, the more you're working with, the more it will impact performance. But our new fog system is actually using the camera, which means it's fixed and constant. For us, that means performance in theory should be better, the same or better. I'm not going to overpromise perf, but the intention.
Steve would. Sting character.
It'll be much better performing fog at the very guarantee. That's fog promise. Let's take a listen and a look. So really trying to set a different mood with Whispers in the Walls, and thanks to backporting in some graphics tech, it'll feel and look a lot different than any other tile set we have in the game. The GI lighting, the global illumination, which is what you're seeing here, the fog is being lit real time. So that means that every character, every environment asset, as you're walking through, it's going to be more consistent, which is going to really punch up the way that this will look and feel, and at hopefully little to no cost to performance. However, it's important to note that this will signal the end of the classic renderer for Warframe on PC. Abyss of Dagath got rid of the classic renderer on our console platforms, so PC will be the last hanging-ons of the classic renderer will be gone, because all of this does rely on our enhanced renderer or deferred rendering techniques to work. So, yeah.
Thanks, Steve.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Sounds gorgeous. Oh, Steve, you're so in line with
Steve. Same brain. Me and that Steve. Yeah.
Don't be sad about the death of classic. We're really working hard to make sure that, well, I'm not going to overpromise anything because I'm not Steve, but we're working out. We're measuring. We're taking a measured approach.
There you go. All right. Also, Whispers of the Wall, skin shaders.
Hopefully. This is a broader improvement that's coming with our skin shader tech. Hopefully, Whispers in the Walls, you'll see some of these improvements. This is a hope. Not going to promise it on the stream, but when we did make the move to the enhanced renderer, you may have noticed, depending on how you customize your drifter/operator, that the darker we go in skin tones, the shinier and more plasticky they looked. So before, our skin tones used to look like this. So you can see here, as we get to those like dark, rich colors, we're actually seeing a bit of a plasticky look. And this is because in the deferred renderer, the way we were encoding things just got that result. So we're doing some changes to make darker skin tones specifically, but as well as all human skin, well, we'll call these humans, Tenno skin, drifter skin, look a little more natural. So this is one of the improvements that we're hoping to ship in Whispers, TBD exactly, but these type of changes are going to be because we're changing the way we're encoding, we're doing some texture changes as well, just to give you that more natural look, which really, really will punch up and add that natural look to skin tone. So it's a huge lift. You can really tell the difference. And yeah, we're the tech art team, the art team, everyone is really trying to see the best way to ship this out, because it does involve touching old content. It involves figuring out the best way to roll it out. So when we know exactly how we're going to roll it out, we'll let you know. But we're really excited that we're going to get such a big lift for characters. So.
Yeah, looks really good. It's gonna look good on my my blue skin too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Lots. Yeah.
I just got a text from Matt Chalmers.
Did you really?
Who said,
Hi, Matt.
we have used woodwinds in the past, but more in an orchestral sort of
Fair.
background fashion. This
Still
was
counts,
more of
still
a time where something he's worked on, he's featured woodwinds
And
more.
what was
so
it?
I was completely
What was it?
wrong.
What was the woodwind song he did?
Oh, we've used it
Probably
in
do
other
very-
different places.
Yeah.
And yeah,
right,
as,
so we're
as
not
a,
woodwindless,
as a
is what you're
layer,
saying.
but yes. So your
Chalmers.
intuition.
Thanks for
So
watching,
thank
buddy.
you for the thank you, Matt. Yeah.
Hi, Matt.
We loved your socks, Matt.
Yeah, you got
Nice
some good
socks.
socks.
Could you send your Asm bells to us?
Woodwind and Asm bells. Also in Quest to Conquer Cancer, we did another piece of Whispers in the Wall concept art, internally named Slinky.
Slinky,
Let's
yeah.
show Slinky, shall we?
Oh, yes.
What's
Love this
this
guy.
little thing?
The cursed Slinky.
What's Slinky?
Yeah, it's one of the enemies you guys haven't seen yet. From you guys saw the TennoCon demo. We have some weird-looking enemies, and this is
One of
certainly
them.
one of them. Yeah, you guys will get to see him. It's more of a bit of a VIP enemy on the faction. But yeah.
Why is his name Slinky?
His name is Slinky. It's a sad reason, because another one I wanted to be Slinky. Originally, one of the thoughts was for him to move as a Slinky, but it was really not very conducive to moving fast on the levels.
Something is a fast Slinky.
Need stairs to move anywhere.
Yeah.
So he no longer, he's still pet named Slinky, but now a more appropriate name would be Wheel. So
More of a wheel man.
Yep.
Slinky in our
That's
hearts.
a wheel?
when he moves, he wheels and
I
moves.
know, but think of the dissonance you're creating in our community right now. That is wheel.
That is a wheel.
Really reinventing the wheel.
Yeah, we did. Justice for Slinky, I agree.
He'll be Slinky in our hearts, don't worry.
Always slinky.
And then at TennoVIP, like I mentioned, we showed two other Whisper in the Wall concept
Is that
art.
right?
One of them being the man of the hour, Albert Contrati.
Ah.
Tell me about this, Rem.
Yeah, so I'm not going to.
All right.
I am going to leave it at, we really wanted to, there's probably a couple clues in here for people knowing what we wanted to convey with what he's doing and what his journey is, but it was really fun to work with the team to come up with a character that is very important for the future updates of Warframe. And that's all I'll say.
I love that. Last asset we showed at TennoVIP, a little bit further ahead, we're looking at, maybe a little 1999-ish, was one of the infested enemies. Did show, obviously, at Tenno Live for a
Yes.
hot second,
Yes.
but we got some CRT action going on here.
Yeah, clearly in our TennoCon reveal, we showed you that Whispers in the Wall is coming this year and that Warframe 1999 is coming next year. And we really want to focus on 1999 as a slice of its tech and what the infestation as a faction would do with that. So that's all I'll say on that. But
like it.
CRTs were the most important thing and most important
need
part.
the
And we actually
I
had a
love
lot.
the CRT.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun figuring out how to apply like real commercials to them and everything. So we've been working on lots of very fun, silly projects to populate the television channels.
Ooh,
I'm sure there's more to come too.
Definitely more to come.
I like it.
Yeah.
Also, Whispers in the Wall, a clan operation, perhaps.
Okay. Oh,
Ooh.
right. Yeah. We're doing a clan event.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, I guess, a advanced notice for those of you who may want to get your clans up and running for what would be our first clan operation since Orphix Venom, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
Because that was after Scarlet Spear.
Yeah, Scarlet Spear was March 2020. We did Orphix Venom in 2020 with
Yeah.
Lavos at the end of the year, and then 2021 was New War. So it all lines up. Yeah, so an operation is coming back. Grant, what are we gonna do?
Grant's working on it.
I mean, like it's still pretty early days
Yeah.
on that, but there's definitely gonna.
Well, we can't say too much,
I
but
can't, not gonna say anything. Your dojo is gonna be involved
Yeah.
somehow. So
Yeah.
you know,
yeah, just we want to give you a heads up that Operation Gargoyle's Cry is going to be coming and launching. So Whispers in the Wall will come out, and then we'll have the clan event turn live shortly after, maybe a day, maybe a week, TBD. But it's going to be more of like a lore conducive event, but there are going to be clan goals. So this is going to be a chance for you to kind of, I guess if you're a very organized clan member, warn folks that there's going to be something for you to earn and do as a clan. We are likely not going to do leaderboards this time, just as a warning shot and expectation setting. If we do them, we'll add them once the full loop is done, because we want this to be more about you as a clan together achieving something rather than a competition. But that is the current pretty concrete thinking, but yeah, there should be things for your clan to do in the update. Not only is there going to be a quest, of course, and things to play, there's also going to be a clan operation. Yeah, and we'll talk more about that next Devstream, I think. But yeah, that's generally,
just letting you know.
we got schemes brewing.
We're scheming.
There will be solo clan support, of course. We never rule out solo clans from our equations. Like when we balance for Ghost, Shadow, Mountain, Moon. Am I forgetting one? Ghost, Shadow, Mountain, Storm, Mountain, Moon. We consider Ghost to be balanced for a solo clan player. Obviously, that's not something we're going to change this year, next year at all. That's kind of been how we do it. But
obviously, if you're in a clan with more people, which is obviously the intent of a clan,
yeah. You'll have an easier time.
You'll have an easier time.
Yeah.
Friendship. All right. Also coming in Whispers of the Wall, we did show this at TennoCon during the art panel. Sevagoth Deluxe is coming with Whispers in the Wall.
That's right. We got a deluxe
Nice.
skin.
We have a delicious Liger concept art here for Sevagoth in Deluxe. Sevagoth Deluxe. And he does have a name, an official name. We're going with Sevagoth Glaucus. Am I pronouncing that right?
Ask Rebecca. She's not here.
Oh, Rebecca. And I won't spoil it because I think it's really exciting, but this skin does have a tie-in to the Hydroid Deluxe
The
skin.
flavor is very flavorful.
The flavor is there. And something unique we're doing with Sevagoth Deluxe is some music, perhaps, Eric?
Yeah, so we haven't actually done anything like this before.
Can we trust you? We've never had woodwinds. We've never done anything like this. Your characters.
I rewind time and remove woodwind comments.
Fine, continue. Sorry to interrupt.
No, we haven't done this before with the deluxe skins. So when you acquire this skin, there's a custom remixed version of Sleeping in the Cold Below that you will get as a Soma chord, and we're also going to play it during the Exalted ability, so that will play in the background.
So when you're in your shadow,
When
Sleeping
you're in
in
your
the Cold Below.
Exalted Shadow.
Want to play it, Danny?
Yeah, so this is the
That's right.
first skin to have a soundtrack with gameplay.
Right into it.
So boom, you trigger Sevagoth's Shadow and the song plays.
So
And
cool.
for those who Sevagoth main and listen to their own music, it will be tied to the music fader, so you can still, if you want.
Crank it, Danny. Is it going to be directional? If I have it, will you hear it?
No.
You
just hear
four
this
Sevagoths
impending.
just aw, damn.
Jamming.
Just jamming out.
Yeah.
Very cool. Oh, it's so fun.
Keep it going. It's awesome. So he basically is the first frame with boss music.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. Damn it, so cool.
Definitely going for a more sort of piratey, under the sea, briny kind of version of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's giving that. It is giving.
Yeah. Damn. What an enhancement that is to the deluxe offering to give him his own theme song in boss mode. That's so cool.
He
So
deserves it.
cool.
Also coming with Sevagoth Deluxe, a tombstone looking, because as we,
Yeah,
There we
Sevagoth
go.
Deluxe is an interesting one because not only do you have to do Sevagoth and his shadow and his custom death state, there's a lot of pieces to Sevagoth Deluxe, but hell yeah. So I guess when you die, which may be impossible with shield gating changes, you may see this.
When it rarely happens.
We'll
be
probably
blessed.
sell this as a decoration in the bundle, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, yeah.
not bad. As well, the signature weapon is going to be the Epitaph Deluxe, which I think is the Epitaph Syrup Head, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Little concept art for it. Very cool. And then
Oh my god, TE Steve's here. Oh no. He just said Deluxe with music. Uh-oh.
There's too many Steves. There's two Steves.
Uh-oh.
Who are you?
That's me on my phone.
Oh, I see you on your. Oh, okay. Your alt account. Got it.
Got it.
And then also coming with Sevagoth Deluxe, which might be the most important piece of Sevagoth Deluxe, is a armor piece.
This is the most important piece of Sevagoth Deluxe, and it is the single most important accessory we may ever release.
It is. This is introducing. This is Gilly Chap, and Gilly Chap has. This is the concept. If you want to go to my game, Danny. Here I'm vanilla Sevagoth, as you can see, but Gilly Chap here is ready for action.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
I love Gilly Chap.
Gilly Chap is Sevagoth's best friend. He would follow Sevagoth into the void, into battle. Bosun Gilly Chap, the brave and beloved crewmate of Sevagoth Glaucus, always ready to follow his captain into the heart of a void storm, enjoying his company as he swims around the shoulder piece plate reef. So Gilly Chap is the loyal and steadfast companion of the Sevagoth Deluxe.
Look at him!
Look at him.
Look at his face!
Yeah.
He is perfect.
So Gilly Chap is, we are working on offsets and stuff here, so he may seem a little lacking in physics for this demonstration, but I assure you he means well. Look at him.
He will follow you till the end. Gilly Chap will.
Yeah.
Oh, we love Gilly Chap. So all that is a part of Sevagoth Deluxe. He's got his own boss battle music.
People are already calling him Gilly Chad.
Gilly Chad! I'll take it. Gilly Chad is great. We got Gilly Chap.
Yeah.
Gilly Chad.
Epitaph Deluxe. Got his tombstone and
Boss music.
boss music.
Let's see if there's any graphics with that. We
Oh.
yeah, no,
Any fog? Can we get better fog?
Can we? No, because it has to be in like the fog works in a GI lit. Well,
Can he be GI lit? Can we GI lit?
if you go in
Sevagoth?
Whispers in the Walls, yes, you will be. Actually, we some of our new marketing shots have been GI using GI lighting. So if you look at the launcher for this update, some of the accessories and stuff, the multimedia team were
For
making.
Whispers? you're talking?
No, for Dagath.
Dagath.
Yeah, you know,
GI volumes. Who would have thought?
who would have thought?
All right.
Me, that's who.
Steve would. Steve always thinks of that.
Not me. Others.
One thing we did want to talk about with Whispers in the Wall is story skip.
Oh, yes. So this is a point in the stream where I do have more serious things to talk about, but I know I look like Steve, so I'll just roll with it. So Warframe is a 10-year-old game, and when we release something like Whispers in the Walls, we basically give players a choice to, and I don't want to say the preferred path, but when you approach Warframe, if you install it when Whispers in the Wall launches, you have 10 years of content to play. We obviously are trying to remove a lot of grind there. The necromechs have never been easier to build. The last Dagath update has pages and pages of what type of barriers we're moving. But sometimes that's still not enough for people that don't want to invest time and they just want to skip. So what we are doing, or hoping to do, currently it's in the testing and implementation phase, is implement a story skip for Platinum. So basically what you would do is, if you wanted to just play Whispers in the Walls and you didn't want to do all of the things that came before it, there is going to be a path for you to use Platinum to basically get your account ready for Whispers in the Walls. So if you have a friend that you want to play Whispers with, it's Platinum, so it's giftable. So we're trying to treat it in a way that you can get your friends caught up. I know there's a lot of no, so let's talk about why. Because I don't want to screw it up. So it sounds horrible. Pay to skip, hate that. Bye, L. Yeah, let's see. Pay to skip, that doesn't spark joy. Poor choice. What? Skip, L. Oh, that's not good. Well, I kind of expected that, so we'll have to think of a way to do it. But is there I play a game where I paid to story skip for some things, but I can see that this might not go over so well. So we'll probably have to reconsider aspects of it a little bit and a way to get someone caught up. But if you don't use that, which you don't have to, we have a story catch-up that's totally free in the lab. So if you haven't played in maybe 10 years, you're going to be able to actually just listen to the story so far in like a cool little way where you'll be able to have a character tell you about what you've missed so far from a certain perspective. Because what we're anticipating is a lot of folks coming back and not remembering maybe something from the War Within 5 to 8 years ago. So we are going to give you a little like fun way to just listen to the story so far coming in the game.
Last left our heroes. What were they
Exactly,
doing?
a recap, yeah. So that's obviously free, but the paid story skip, if you want to just do like an organized feedback thread on that, I'll review it and let's see, is Warframe, yes, good. It's not a greed thing. It would give you things that you would get from the quests. So for instance, you can already buy a railjack, for instance, and then the quest is just story at that point. Then in this regard, all the quests are replayable, so you're just getting all the things. It's clearly controversial, and that doesn't mean we're going to just go ahead with it anyway. I am going to take this back and try and rethink and fix it, but yeah, it's tough.
So not to put words on your mouth, but I think that like the main thing that you're trying to solve, or we're trying to solve, is whenever we do a big update, we go like, oh, Whispers in the Wall, and we put a lot of marketing, and then people like that haven't played Warframe see, oh, that looks really cool with the giant things and the new tile set and the crazy enemies and whatnot. And then they open the game and it's like, okay, now you have to play for 120 hours before you get to that thing that you just saw that was super cool and that trailer that you just saw. So for us, we do have to somehow reconcile the fact that obviously we have all of this gigantic game, but we also want that when people start playing or you invite your friend to play with you, all sorts of things like that, we do want them to be able to join you in some way. Essentially, and if you think of any like MMO or whatever, whenever they release an expansion, essentially all the content before it kind of disappears in a way. So yeah, that is kind of what is being trying to solve here.
And we've been trying to solve this for a long time, and most of the effort has gone into just making the game easier to get through. I think I can really break down the thought process here and what we're trying. And the reason we're talking about it on the dev stream is because we wanted, if we do it, so let me be clear, I'll do compartment one, is if we give players instant access to Whispers in the Walls, what does that look like? That's a player that has to have a railjack, a necromech, and they had to have done all the quests, which are my favorite things in the game, to be clear. And where we've had the most heated discussions is it looks disgusting if we tell people to skip our story, because we love our story and playing Warframe is playing our quests. But some people just won't do it and they'll bounce off and they'll never play the latest cool content. So what do we do?
Yeah, I mean
we agree and we just,
we've had these discussions many times, but yeah, it's a complicated one for sure.
Yeah. So it is complicated. It's not. Let's see. Co-op story quest would be a decent start. Some quests allow co-op, but that's not. What was the last co-op quest we even did? It's been
like the honest answer with the co-op quests, they take considerably longer to make. So Dinner is like the first thing to go, just because they increase the complexity of making quests like a lot. So because of that, we tend to not do it. Obviously anything can be done. It just takes time away from other things. So it is just kind of that situation.
Yeah, because where we're at right now with Whispers and Wall, and again, this is all just, we're having the conversation, is the new war is the prerequisite for it.
Yeah.
So it's like, we already know how much time it takes a player to get there. So how do we try and get them there sooner to play this cool content? So that's where we're at right now. But
so this the only because usually when we do a big cinematic quest, we say, get ready for the quest. In this case, if you've done the new war, you're ready for Whispers in the Walls. You're good to go. So that's all you
with
need.
full acknowledgement that we know for us and for a lot of players, when you ask what was your favorite moment in Warframe, and we know a lot of people will answer the second dream. So it does feel crazy to skip it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I want to invite someone to play Warframe with me, it's kind of impossible because when the new update comes, you know that they're going to join, and it's like, okay, we'll play for 100 hours, then let me know so that we can play together, you know? And that is
the status quo.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
That is the status quo, and that is it. So if a player wanted to get to Whispers in the Walls, and yeah, I don't want this to come across in anything other than this is the types of conversations we're having internally, and the reason we're talking about it now is to be open with the community about it. We would only, in a current version of this, replayable quests are what you get, right? So you can go back and play them immediately. Second Dream, War Within, Sacrifice, Chains of Harrow, and the New War. It's just about trying to figure out a way to get people through 10 years of content if they want to play the new stuff day one. It is the biggest issue. And actually, with Deviri Paradox, we tried to hit that, right? We said, all right, Deviri Paradox is available as the new starting point to the game, because historically we've seen when we release something at the tail end of the game, which for a lot of us is what we're most excited to work on, so we really want to keep adding things to continue the story. Sometimes those things just don't work for update after update. So we're trying new things, or we may try new things. We're not going to go dark on this, and you won't hear from it. Next Devstream, we'll have another conversation about this for sure, because it feels, I can see that people were even offended by the idea. So that's like an emotional reaction. So what is sustaining and fueling that reaction? Because it's such a rite of passage to play the Warframe story, and to have like a pay to skip, which is our general pay to hurry up free-to-play model. Either you buy cosmetics or you rush things. You know, what is the healthier balance, and what is the approach we need to take? So,
yeah. Lots to talk about.
Oh yeah,
take it all back.
This is going to be the only thing on my mind for a month, so I will do a giant write-up and all those things.
Okay. Well, we're going to move on a little bit to.
But you don't want to sit me and have me talk about this even more?
Cross save.
Cross save.
We're going to cross save. Earlier on this week. Are you okay, Danny? Yeah. Sorry.
I see people saying, just one more thing. Rework how the game progresses with quests. We have been. So we've changed junctions to be more quest focused, be more story focused. The Tenno guide is pushing people through quests. We got rid of some crafting prerequisites, crafting times. Limbo theorem can be done much faster now. We are cleaning up the house before we even consider putting this poster up. This is definitely not an operation in not caring about the core, just to be clear. Anyway, sorry, now I've gone too far. But
it's okay. Cross-save. Earlier on this week, we did launch cross-platform friends and clans, meaning if you want to join your friend's clan on a different platform, you can even be friends with them on a different platform.
Yes.
So I can, ask my PlayStation player to be my friend in Warframe, and I can join their clan. We put that out this week. Back in, I think, TennoCon, obviously, when we were talking about Abyss of Dagath, we were saying there's, back-end code for cross-save and things we're working on, and this was kind of another big step that we needed to do in order to get ourselves to cross-save. So we're just continuing along the strides of getting cross-save ready, but we do have some things that are going to have to change for the name of parity, which is cross-save.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, like you said, the social database merge has occurred, so everyone can now be friends and clan members together across all platforms. So before we can launch the cross-save feature, we have to have parity on all of our offerings. So right now, there are things that just aren't the same on PC and console. So the first example of that would be something like the Ember Initiate Pack. That's something that costs platinum on one platform and cash on a different platform. So those things aren't in pair, so they need to be brought to parity. I think we're just retiring that pack.
Yeah, there's a few things, per platform that aren't on other platforms. So we're just gonna retire some things. We'll give you heads up notice on retiring those things. But yeah.
Yes. So we do need to just do basically a store audit so that we are compliant with everything that allows cross-save to exist with multiple platform partners. So the things like the Ember Pack, the Initiate Pack are going to be retired, I think. I know I just said that. But the other thing that has to change is Prime Access, because that is different on consoles and PC. So on PC, you can get Prime Access in technically 4 bundles, which is Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, and then Prime accessories separate. And on consoles, you can do 2 bundles, which is just accessories and just the Prime gear. So we're merging to the console way, but adding a complete pack, because right now on console you have to make 2 purchases to get everything. You have to make your accessories purchase and your frame purchase, and then you have the whole pack. So we're adding a full pack to consoles, and then on PC we're making a full accessories pack, and we're actually adding more accessories. So every Prime Access
platinum in the accessories
but yeah,
pack.
but cool accessories too. So everything, there's going to be more platinum in it. And just in general, there will be platinum in it. But we're also just giving you more. So every Prime Access is going to now come with additional items for accessories. So your accessories pack will have more in it to match the value on consoles. So there will be 3 packs total. This will start with our next Prime Access, and it has to be in parity for all platforms for cross-save to work. So that means that with the next Prime Access, you will see 3 packs, which is actually a change for both platforms, because PC has 4 right now and console has 2. So everyone will have 3, and they will be identical, because right now they are not identical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Prime Access.
That's Prime Access.
That's Prime Access. Moving on, as we mentioned, Devstream 175. So November Devstream is going to be not only our last Devstream of 2023, which is actually crazy.
Yes.
But it is going to be our Whispers in the Wall dedicated Devstream. We'll talk more about cross-save and how that's progressing. I think I have a slide.
How are we handling TennoGen? I see people asking for cross-save.
We have some plans.
Okay, so
share it right
there
now.
is a lot. So not only is it technically the biggest thing we've done in a long time to get cross-save working, just economically and 10 years of things, getting everything squared away so there's a very clear, this is how it will work and this is how it won't. And I'm talking about every item that we sell has to be the same on all platforms, hence this whole Prime Access and the Ember changes. And then TennoGen is going to be its own item where here is exactly how it's going to work, because eventually when we talk more about cross-save, we're also going to talk about account merging, and if your PC died, so you started playing on PS5, what happens there? So we have to cover every single case with exactly how it's going to work, and I think we should have news on that in the November Devstream.
Yeah, the November Devstream is going to be the cross-save conversation. We'll talk about trading, where we land on that.
But I don't think, just for people that are interested in TennoGen this year, we're not even releasing any more TennoGen this year, because we want to get our systems in order before we add anything else to TennoGen.
Yeah. And the one big driving factor of TennoGen for cross-save is we do not want to affect the actual artists. Our main goal is to make sure that everyone is good for TennoGen if you are an artist. We're not trying to screw anyone over. We just need to make sure we have parity, but we also want to make sure we take care of our TennoGen artists.
Yeah, and I think it's not funny, but when you ask about cross-save, we're like, yeah, it's coming, but if we could spend a whole hour explaining every, it's a lot. We are absolutely, it's the most requested feature. I need it so badly. So it's just, we have to do it right, because you can't unring the bell, you can't close. It's there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of conversations that still have to be had that we are having. It's still a 2023 initiative that we're doing for cross-save. But yeah, it's just, the main thing is you need to have parity across all platforms in order for it to be allowed. So that's just what we're doing. So we're trying.
Yep. And I think that the big thing about TennoGen is it will collapse if we close the Steam purchasing of it. So that is going to stay open, because otherwise, like Megan said, we have to do right by the artists.
Yeah.
So
number one goal for sure. Yeah. But Devstream 175 in November is going to be our big
I can talk more about it when we're done. I know you said an hour max, so depending on how close we're getting there, I'll go over everything.
We're 15 minutes over.
Are we actually?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Devstream 175 will be our big Whispers in the Wall Devstream, and it will be everything cross-save. We're working on, even FAQ web posts and stuff for cross-save. So we're pulling it all out for the November Devstream, which will again be our last one of 2023, because we're not going to do one at the end of December, because it will be in Christmas mode. I didn't say the C word. But just to recap a little bit for Whispers in the Wall, I do have a slide. Just what we talked about on this stream. This is not at all an exhaustive list of what's going into Whispers in the Wall, because there's a lot more, again, that we will talk about in the November Dev stream. Obviously, the story skip thing, we will take back and have conversations about. So just because it says option coming doesn't mean it's actually going to come. We'll have more conversations about it. But you know, Sevagoth Deluxe, your fog and your skin shader, retiring classic render for PC, GI volumes and fog tech, and there is a new Warframe coming. We're finally reaching the Q Warframe. We got a Q, guys. We got a Q.
What is Corvex? Who is Corvex?
I really tried to convince her that the first Q should be named Queso, but she refused.
Queso?
Queso? Like the cheese?
Yeah, I was into queso, but I didn't think I could justify it from a lore point of view to have queso the frame. But Corvex is our frame coming in Whispers on the Walls. You'll see more about him in November Devstream.
We will show more.
I did spoil that name to a few people at TennoCon, so thank you for not
Did you?
spreading it. Yeah, no, sorry, boss.
Q out of the bag. You let the Q out.
I think we didn't say it on Tenno Live, did we?
I think
Okay.
you mentioned like Q is
Oh,
coming.
yeah,
but you
okay.
didn't give a name. It's fine. You'll learn all about Corvex on the November Devstream and what that Warframe will be. Did I get all my assets, Danny? Yeah. Yay! All right. We're gonna wrap it up because I tried to keep it an hour. I really tried. I'm
We'll
so
do a
sorry.
bit of Q&A. A bit of Q&A. Sorry, Meg. You can't let
You
you.
do you.
Did we do prizes? Have we done a Grendel
actually,
Prime?
that's a
I think we
great.
only did one.
Great.
Yeah,
And the Cavat.
Keeping me
And-
honest,
yeah.
Grant. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's run another 1,000 platinum.
and I'll
prize.
answer some questions while we wait.
Very well. If you have any questions for DE Steve, he is here in the flesh.
Yeah, that's right. Please. Yeah. Okay.
1,000 platinum going to
Impending Doom 15.
Pending Doom 15.
Ooh, that's a bad
Spooky.
omen.
Please whisper the Warframe Twitch channel you're watching right now. In-game alias platform, play Warframe on. We'll get you 1,000 platinum. Impending Doom 15.
Congrats.
Should just write it again, Danny, if you don't mind. Yeah.
Back
She's
to
got
back.
it. Back to back.
Yeah. Yeah, I think just as a general punctuation mark for probably the, you know, in the scope of this dev stream, talking about the story skip, punctuation 1 is I'm very humbly suggesting that this is very work in progress, and if we do it, I want to do it right. So definitely let reactions, thoughts, comparisons. Even I was doing a lot of research in other games for these types of things, and just trying to figure out how do we do it? Should we do it? And we came to conclusions, but of course we are working with the community in a very humble manner to figure out exactly what would look appropriate there. So please reach out to me on that. I'm not going away in some never think about it again mode. And then, yeah, so for the Prime Access changes is the other one. But is there a winner?
Congrats, Runic Robin.
You can read that from there?
Yeah.
That's so impressive.
I mean, I'm old, not that
You think those
old.
are for show, Meg?
Those are some specs.
Highly tuned glasses.
Yeah. Runic
Robin.
Robin. Please whisper the Warframe Twitch channel you're watching right now. In-game alias platform, play Warframe on. We'll get you 1,000 platinum. Let's run Grendel Prime Access. Back to back, baby.
That's a lot of prizes.
Away all the prizes.
Did they talk about cross save? We did. We are doing it this year. We're getting everything going. We'll have a lot of written word on how it's going to work. Oh, we got a winner.
Oh.
Diagnosis 7.
Diagnosis 7.
Congratulations.
Please whisper the Warframe Twitch channel you're watching right now. In-game alias platform, you play Warframe on, and we'll get you your Grendel Prime Access. Congratulations.
Yeah, Soul Frame. Got lots of Soul Frame news this year. Yeah. Well,
Do you, Steve?
Big year.
sure do. Big
Big
year
year.
for Soul
Big year.
Frame.
Big year.
Lots of cool stuff. And what else we got? Any prizes moment? That's right.
Prizes
we do have a
done.
prizes moment.
We do have more hotfixes coming out for
Yes.
Abyss of Dagath.
Steve actually just texted me, so I'm nervous.
We do have more hotfixes in the works. Grant's got to fix some companion
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, there's still a few things here and there.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I actually did see some issues as well for some of the cross-platform clans, so we're looking into some of those issues as well.
Get your clans together for the event.
Yeah, I
Now
mean,
you
what
can
a
do them
better
across
time to
platform.
join someone on a different platform.
You can do cross-platform clans now. We could have our cross-platform clans.
Why not?
No, well, I mean they're there. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I wonder if there's anything fun we could do to celebrate with this. Our first clan operation that's cross-platform clans. We should do something cool. Like if you,
Why not?
yeah.
Grant's like, yeah, let's get it.
yeah.
Grant's like, yes.
Wait, am I implementing this?
Yeah,
Give me some artwork.
No, that's why I'm looking at you. I'm like, yeah. Because you're gonna be hooking it up. So
Do you have time?
yeah. All right. Yeah.
All right. I think we're gonna wrap it up unless you want some more Q&A, Reb. I mean, Steve. Sorry.
Graphics,
Graphics.
graphics, shaders,
Fog.
fog.
Wrap it up.
What?
Wrap it up. I need to poop.
Okay, bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you for watching the dev stream. Oh my God. Okay, bye.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
Listen to Rollo Tomasi. I love Rollo Tomasi. Listen to Rollo Tomasi.
All right, we'll see you in November for Devstream 175. Bye, everyone. Thanks for being here, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.